I'll try it again. Copper Queen. Boom. Peace, goddess, peace. Log in right now. Boom.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
Oh, you see, I can see you and I can see myself.
That's crazy.
Ain't no telling what's going on because I can literally see myself and I can see you and I can hear you.
No, I need to see you because you. Hey, we most definitely need the visual.
Hold on.
Can you try to tap that video, the video camera thing at the bottom and see what that does?
That's what I
Y'all,
just did.
hold on. They say they can see you. So I mean,
Yeah, why you?
I don't know if you can see me and you can hear me, I can hear you good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
And the people in the audience they say they can see you. So I'm not going. I guess I'm gonna be the only one miss out tonight.
Oh, I don't want that.
Hopefully it click back on, but I don't want to hold you too long. You want to? Well, I want to introduce you, Goddess. You're from Nashville, right?
Yes, Nashville, Tennessee.
She said, I see and hear you both. Okay, they say everybody said they can see you, so I'm gonna let it run. So okay, I'm in the blind a little bit, but I know what we talked about earlier. I know you're into the copper alchemy.
Yes, I am.
You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so my journey in the copper, like he said, I'm a copper queen, and my journey into copper was healing myself actually. I actually got physically hit by a car while I was walking. It was a hit and run, so they never caught the person. And my left leg was in bad shape. They was trying to do surgeries on me and everything, and I wouldn't let them. I was like, no, I felt like I knew it could heal on its own. So I just did some research, and thankfully, while I was researching, along with some herbs that came up, copper came up about it, how it can rebuild tissue and rebuild cartilage and bone structure, and it worked. I started getting copper compression socks. I started buying copper bracelets and putting it on my ankle, a copper knee brace, and literally all the tissue and all the damage that had happened to my leg got rebuilt. And when I went back to the doctor, like about a year or so later, they was like, "You good?" And they was trying to give me a knee replacement.
Yeah.
And
Wow, that's crazy.
I was in my 20s too, and I'm like, I'm too young for y'all to be trying to cut on me. I wasn't doing it.
Yeah, so you know a lot about copper through experience then.
Yes. And I ran into a classmate after that. And as I ran into my classmate, like she had lost her leg completely. She was at Meharry and she had cut her leg off. She was the same age as me, and I was like, what happened to you? And she told me she had an infection. So they cut her leg off because of an infection, and I know that it was probably something that could have been fixed and without them cutting her leg off.
And you say you're in Nashville? I'm sorry, you say you're in Nashville?
Yes.
So what is the community look like in Nashville? Like the
we have a big spiritual community here. We have a lot here. We got the EFI community, we got the Hoodoo community, we got the God tribe here. So it's different. I feel like we got it's a lot of artists, like musicians and stuff. So we have a huge musician community for sure. Like that's big because this is Music City, right?
Yeah.
And artists, people that like all kind of artists, especially like people that do like paintings and murals and stuff like that, big time.
I got you. I'm real disappointed. I can't see you. That's just crazy.
I know. I was about to say, if you want to, we can. I know you didn't want to go to YouTube, but we can do YouTube.
Well, the YouTube is gonna probably be next week, and like I said, I really want to. Well, while you're talking about it, please tell everybody your YouTube, and we're gonna be doing. Just let everybody know we're gonna be doing a lot of work with the Ashe Network. I just did a live with him a couple nights ago, and they're amazing. They're like the whole set is amazing. He has great content, intelligent content. master teachers. Everybody's giving out good information. And me and the goddess are going to be going on the show, talk about more about minerals. So tonight I wanted to talk to the goddess about copper. She also does tarot. If you can see her, please give her a like or whatever, give her a follow. Peace, goddess. I see you. But yeah, and we wanted to just talk about the healing properties of copper and copper-based minerals. And I brought a couple of them tonight, Azurite.
Oh yes. Oh, Malachite. Look, I got my malachite stone. Malachite got copper in it too.
Malachite.
Malachite. Look at you. Yep. Yep.
Of course, turquoise. Turquoise.
Yes. Turquoise. Yes.
There's a couple other ones, but so let's get into it, like the spiritual aspect of it, because we got spiritual, we got science, we got economical. Where do you want to start when you want to tell us, teach us about turquoise? If I was a beginner, what would you tell me about turquoise? Thank you, goddess.
Well, turquoise is actually associated with like indigenous people. It's like the hope stone, you know. It's associated with, you know, water, purification, and like you said, it has the element of copper in it, so healing as well, and love too, like love. You know what I mean? That's copper overall, love and abundance and stuff like that.
And it's also an energy conductor as well. When you said love, is dope because in all ancient traditions, copper is revered highly. And in Egyptian mythology, Hathor, copper is connected with Hathor along with turquoise, which makes you wonder, why is copper so important to all these ancestors, all these elders, all these, you know what I'm saying, great dynasties. Copper is more revered than gold in a lot of these places. So copper eats up bacteria, viruses, like the goddess said. It reduces inflammation, arthritis. She bore witness. Her testimony was it helped you with your leg when they were trying to take your leg, right?
I was trying to cut my leg. I was only like at the time I was like 18, and I'm like, excuse me, you telling me as an 18-year-old I can't? My body was very young and healthy, you know. And I'm like, I can, you know, get through this. So I'm happy I started my copper journey. And it was crazy because I was looking at the different articles about copper and healing. There was a lot of stuff popping up from India. So India, they worship copper, and that's where I get my copper from. They don't play.
Nah, I say, yeah, copper is amazing. It also has a lot of metaphysical properties as well. Most of the metals do actually, like iron blocks demons, and copper also is an energy conductor that wards away negative energy.
Yes,
Somebody in the internet said about energy conductor. So if you know that your body has veins in it, and those veins are the same as in your house, you have copper veins all throughout the house, right? That are pushing electricity. You have electricity going through your body the same way the roots of a tree, etc., etc. And that copper helps you with, especially that's why you're supposed to wear copper or bronze on the left side, because your circulation starts from your left side and goes. So copper is amazing for that. All the ancestors before we had cell phones and Wi-Fi and all that other stuff, the elders always knew that copper was good for your blood circulation. It's good for diabetes, arthritis, I think I said already, inflammation.
It's actually anti-cancer and anti-aging. It helps produce melanin in your body. It's good, and it also helps with EMF protection. So even we all these 5G towers is messing us up, and radiation and all that.
I see. So it's funny you said about the EMF thing, because honestly, that makes a lot of sense. When you make it organized, we use a lot of shungite in it. We use shungite, copper or gold for the energy. So we don't know. Sometimes we don't even know why we're doing it, but that's how powerful it is.
I actually have some shungite stones that I put in my bath water when I'm taking spiritual baths, and I have some jewelry that got shungite on it. Yeah, shungite is good for like EMF protection. They make them now. Them little, how the little things you could put on your phone to keep the radiation and stuff down. They make shungite little tabs you could put on the back. I had one of mine stopped sticking. It came off. I got to get another one.
Yeah, I make them. So we have an abundance of shungite. Whenever you want to have that conversation on shungite too, because that is a powerful one too. Actually, when you wire wrap, anytime we wire wrapping our pieces, it's in copper. So it's helping conduct the energy of whatever stone it is. So this is copper, quartz, moonstone. But when you mix copper with shungite, that's the powerful energy connector as well. I'm
Yeah,
looking in the book. I wanted to
both of
go
them
to the
together.
what you say?
I said definitely both of them together, shungite and copper. Yeah.
For powerful healing. They used to use copper in a lot of hospitals, copper and silver.
You know, they used to use copper in the hospitals on all the doorknobs and all the hospital beds because it kept bacteria down. And people, but see, as times change, they got cheaper and cheaper with stuff like that.
So, but one thing about it, 2020, that's what proved copper for me. I was working in the Bronze Kingdom, and as we know, all bronze is 85% copper. We don't even understand how far our ancestors took this copper thing all the way back. So it's 85% copper, 15% zinc. Nobody in the Bronze Kingdom caught COVID because copper eats bacteria and viruses.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about right now? People like they're not pushing what we should be pushing. Copper
Yeah, they
68.
pushing pills, and you already know the other one. And
Yeah.
they've been showing that they pushed all them, them weeds, and then people have been getting sick from that, and people that have not did not take it are seem to be fine.
So yeah, you said about Venus. The chemical name for copper is cuprum. Has the same root as the word for the island Cyprus, which major deposits of ore, which is the natural stone of it, the matrix of it, were once
Mm-hmm.
found. Cyprus was sacred to the goddess Venus, like you said, Venus, Hathor, because I think Venus is just another
Yeah, I
name
got
for
Venus
Hathor.
candles too, and hot Thor candles and stuff.
Show you showing them because I can't see it.
I'm
So, but make sure
I'm
if they can
showing
see
it
it.
now.
Okay. Copper was one of the 7 magical metals of the ancients, and all 7 related to the planets and their associated deities, as well as the days of the week. Copper was well known to the ancient man and has long been a source of protection against lightning, since copper rods act as conductors and will direct the electricity into the ground. Wow. Are y'all hearing this? So, as a result, copper was considered protection against other evil influences. In Egypt, mummies had copper disc, engraved with magical symbols and signs, placed beneath their.
Mm-hmm.
So it's placed beneath their head, uh, as a ritual when they die or transition. This was called hypocephalus and made use of the heat retaining ability of the metal to keep the corpse warm. Wow.
Yeah.
Amulets made of copper could be easily engraved with invocations or charms, and copper was considered to have healing powers.
It does. I get. It's funny you said that with the Venus. It is associated with Venus. I actually had that tatted on my wrist. This is the Venus symbol for copper. It's like the alchemy symbol for copper. That's why I got ICU on here. But yeah, and that's why I say I'm a Venus worker because that's why I said it's associated heavily with love. So just wearing copper brings out, helps you attract love, helps you focus on your self love and just love in all forms. You know what I mean? And it's like you said, healing, very healing. So healing your heart. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like.
And magnifying energy. When we talk about conducting energy, it also magnifies energy. When you go to a place that is a bunch of high, like anytime you see a bunch of high vibrational people, they always got some kind of conscious copper jewelry on. Like the sister says, she wearing her bronze bracelet. I'm sure a bunch of us have copper. You know what I'm saying? I hope that you're showing your copper jewelry on while we're speaking.
I
But
am. I showed my bracelets I have. I'm wearing one of my necklaces, my necklaces I got.
so,
Yep.
and then also let's talk about the spiritual aspect. Why do you think Papa Legba or Eshu love copper so much?
It promotes it promotes life. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they put it in their caskets in ancient Kemet. As they're going into eternal life, right? And since it's the energy conductor, it has the ability for travel and flight, right? You know what I mean?
They were perfect said by the lake. Look, when you just said it was perfect for Eshu because the Orishas are energy. You know what I'm saying? So literally. Okay, God, make me a copper piece. God, is every piece you have is copper. Just to let you know, God said, make me a copper piece. Every piece we do, the wire wrap is copper and bronze and brass. So, like Dr. Deborah Blair said this a long time ago. I always quote him. He said a long time ago that you want to make your technology. People won't notice it when you make it into jewelry. So we can have a big old block of shungite and you wouldn't really want it. But like Malachi York said, bless, you know what I'm saying? Malachi York said, I can't give you what you want so you can learn to want what we have to give. You might not wear just a regular copper bracelet, but you'll wear it if it's creating something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But every piece we make, copper in it, long story short, or brass in it. I know, but I need new ones. I say, I got you guys. I say, I'm actually creating right now. I'm in my creative space where I'm just creating a bunch of new pieces. Traveling and networking with a lot of people. Like when they say go where you're celebrated and not tolerated, that's the real thing. Because
That's
when we go to places where highly vibrational people, you don't got to explain what the piece is. The person already knows what the piece is because they've already done their research. They already have the knowledge. I'm not really trying to make my pieces for just anybody. I want to make it for the alchemist or somebody that's already like really into this information. You know what I'm saying? They really like you you are already an alchemist and you need spiritual tools. That's why you would come to me. I'm the one that's going to give you altar pieces. I'm the one, I hope you're showing your candles and your altar pieces. But I'm the one that's like, Azurite. Once you know what to do with it, you see what I'm saying? Blue Thunderbird. I know. Let it go over your head. Malachite. These are the stones right now that when you're looking at the war in West Africa right now, that's the stone. Malachite is the stone that they're fighting for. Now, ask yourself, why is it so serious to fight for this stone? What is the stone doing? With malachite and tourmaline, I know tourmaline doesn't have copper in it, but tourmaline is an energy conductor too. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me?
No, I can't see you guys. I know I'm here. Huh?
I said you still. That's right. You said you still can't see me.
I can't see it, but like I said, I'm glad they can see you. But like I said, we're also going to start doing from now on, just because of this Instagram thing, we're going to do a lot of more of our lives on our Say Network. And it's going to be great. The brother does amazing with his videos. Oh, hold on. Turn on video. They said you just turned on the video. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. What they said I turned on the video.
Yeah, say you turned it on.
Can they still see me?
They say we see you.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what this wrong with this. This is my first time actually going live with somebody here on Instagram like this too.
Well, tell me more about tarot. If somebody like I'm real big on spiritual science, spiritual technology, the stones technology. We could talk all day forever. Like we're paraphrasing it about all these things that copper can do for you, but it's not going to do justice to it. You really have to really do your research and understand why you want copper and bronze and all these things around you. You want, you know what I'm saying? It heals you. It kills viruses, sicknesses. But also spiritual technology. You also do tarot, right?
Yes, I do. I do tarot readings. I have a couple of decks on me. I'm showing right now as we speak.
Okay.
These are some decks that I sell that are on my website, goddessontherise.life. I also do cartomancy reading, which is this deck right here, and I use playing cards to do reading. So as he was stating, like how a lot of these spiritual practices stem from ancient Kemet. Like ancient Kemet, they practice reading tarot cards and doing divination and stuff. So you see my cards, they're Egyptian themed, oracle cards and all that. And it's a way to tap into spirit, to source, and even receive ancestral messages as well. You know what I mean? And it's been used for a very long time by oracles and different people of different cultures to seek answers sometimes that we can't get on our own. You know what I mean? Seek solutions and help with problem solving, things of that nature. Okay.
I like
So I got activated at a young age I feel like a lot of young people had the same experience because I was always outdoors playing outside. I was attracted to nature heavily. So that's something because that's when you're your most free. It's in your childlike spirit, right? So I was like 6 years old and I used to like just be channeling and stuff, channeling and in tune. That's what it is. It's a natural ability. It's literally a natural ability especially when you're in tune with nature.
I say.
Because it's universal messages. You got to stay tapped in, though. And that's why a lot of people that do tarot readings, more than likely, they go on hiking. They always in nature doing tree meditations. You know what I'm saying? They try to get as much outdoors as possible because that's literally where we're pulling from, Mother Earth, right? To get these messages.
Yeah, I think how I got into a lot of stuff, the first time my mom had got cancer and I was trying to find answers or whatever. So I went to New Orleans and I let a reader read me and she told me all these amazing, beautiful things. Nothing was I was looking for. She told me a bunch of other stuff. And I think I got fascinated through that. And then the way you reference your information by, okay, maybe she's full of shit, right? Maybe she's just saying some random shit until it starts manifesting, or you go to get a reading from somebody else and get the same message. You see what I'm saying? With the respect, any kind of walkie-talkie to the other side, and communication with the other side. You see what I'm saying? I don't do tarot myself. I do a lot of oracle cards. So what's the difference between tarot and oracle? If you don't mind me asking.
That's a good question. So tarot card is specifically cards that are the same every time. You know, you got your major arcanas and your minor arcana cards. It's 78 cards in the entire deck, always. Okay, you know, the king, the suites, and it's based off cartomancy, which is the playing cards. That's why you have 4 kings, 4 queens, and your jacks, which are your pages. You know, in tarot is the pages and all that, the high priestess and all that stuff. And when oracle cards, they can be of all variety. Like this is an oracle deck right here, this ancient Egyptian oracle deck right here. I'm gonna show them. And this deck right here, it has different Egyptian deities in the entire deck, and there's a lot of them too. It's a lot of them in here, and it's telling you the spiritual meaning associated with that deity. So that may be a deity that you need to start working with, or they've been trying to get a message to you. You know what I'm saying? So oracle cards can be based off so many different things. I got a moon. Here's another one. I have a moon oracle deck. So if people like to do moon work, you know, a moon person like myself, you can get messages from Mother Moon. You know what I mean? They can be of different varieties and topics.
Yo, that's beautiful. The way you broke it down is perfect. So just from my perspective, when you read a goddess tarot and the goddess tarot is telling me, yo, this guy is directly speaking to you because this is the energy you need to be working with to go with peace with the universe and the cosmic order of things. You see what I'm saying? So right now I might have this goddess or this spirit guide or whatever, and I do like tapping into the spirits just to see what direction I should be going in and everything else. And you also learning things because each entity is actually gateways to your chakras. It's telling you what chakra you need to work on as well, if that makes sense.
Yes,
So
it does.
I'm not sure what deck you're showing, but if you think about it, in ancient Kemetic symbol, Kemalish, you know, ancient Egyptian mythology. I don't like saying Egyptian mythology all the time, but in ancient Kemetic mythology, they talk about those 7 primary energies, right?
Yeah.
They say the same thing with the Anunnaki, and they say the same thing with the Orishas. And then when you talk about the ancient Kushite or the ancient India or whatever, but it's ancient Kushite or Kush, you're talking about those 7 chakras because you are the universe and each chakra. So whatever, let's say if I'm in my Alegba or Shango energy, I'm in my root chakra energy. You see what I'm saying?
That's
if I'm
right.
in my ocean energy, I'm in my sacral chakra or solar plex chakra.
Solar plexus, sacral chakra. Yep, because she's orange and yellow.
And that goes back to the copper helping you to get past those blockages and to energetically move things throughout your body like a river. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like once you're putting blood and everything else going to your brain, then copper also doesn't it also like draw out negative things out your blood?
Yeah, it purifies your blood. It purifies your blood, helps with blood circulation, and it also helps produce melanin in your body too.
So you were talking about tarot. Tarot is speaking to what you would call spirits or what I would call like energies, right?
Energy, spirit, even universal messages and ancestor messages. I even have an animal totem deck. So if you keep coming across certain animals, like if you keep seeing butterflies, what that may mean. If you keep seeing cardinals, what that may mean. Yeah, right. Yeah. And that's because that's another that I'm indigenous, so our American Indian ancestors, that's what they used to do. They seen deers. That may mean you may be having a family soon. If you've seen a whole bunch of deers, you know what I mean. If you've seen certain animals that had powerful, heavy symbolism on it, you know what I mean. And they would use messages through animal messages.
I say. And that goes back to what I was saying was like how copper, if we're saying that it deals with energy, and we don't really quite understand what the word energy means and the concept of energy, but it also like dealing with the energy of like I think it helps with communication with Ogun energy, or all energies. When you're doing any kind of spiritual work, it probably helps with the manifestation with it, making it get there faster. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
When you're doing you're speaking to energies, so you're probably getting the communication faster and making it make more sense with all that copper surrounding you because it's a highly vibrational information.
And
Yeah,
I'm happy you said it because I give offerings. I use, since I have a lot of copper, I sell it. A lot of times if I'm doing an altar ritual and I'm definitely working with a deity, I always place a piece of copper on the altar. It's going to be some copper on the altar because it is a tool. It's going to have to be a candle because candle, the fire, you got to think copper is still an element of fire. You know what I mean? That's why it's a communicator. So a candle and definitely copper to get a quicker message. You know what I'm saying?
I'll
After,
say just so the message don't get past you. The brother in the message say he wants to link up with you. Please give her a follow. You know I can't see you, so like I said, if you put your Cash App, not Cash App, yeah, Cash App or whichever way, like if anybody wants to donate, one because everybody be acting like this should be easy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people are working hard and business and everything support business. You know what I'm saying? Get you a Terry. That's
you want to pin that to the top? I don't know if you can see that.
I see the comment. Let me see if I can pin comment. Wow. I just pinned it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I didn't know if I was like, let's see.
Because there's so many of y'all master teachers, elders, and the women, especially when they're on some conscious shit, we should most definitely try to help and support more, and we see how far these bullshit ass dollars are going. When you know the dollars ain't shit, but it can still help our people, then shit. Even if you donate $5 or whatever, or buying you a tarot deck or whatever. I'm not sure if she's showing her products right now, but if she got a candle,
I'll wait till you say certain topics and that align with the stuff.
I appreciate you so much because I'm like Ray Charles right now, like.
Right.
Oh, yeah, man. But yeah, no, what I was saying was it's a lot of goddesses out here. It's hard out here enough. Like just keep it 100. It's hard out here for everybody. So for me, if you want to support me, you can go to my Instagram, go to my page, find you a nice piece, find you some energy. You can inbox me. I can customize something for you. We can like do whatever. And I don't want charity. I want to do something for you and do it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas for the women, if they don't have that kind of energy to be out there and put their energy out there because of women's energy, you can try to heal a man and the motherfucker will fall in love with you. So that's why I'm like, yo, y'all should do more. Women most definitely should do more topics and conversations on lives to combat the ignorance that they put out there on y'all and make it seem like y'all not on this extra spiritual shit. If we say we're in the eighth time of the matriarch, you see what I'm saying? Y'all need to tell us how this shit gonna go. We shouldn't be the ones telling y'all. Y'all should be saying, okay, Copper Queen, Copper Empress, we should do events and all these other things. You know how, you know what I'm saying? Why are we have our own calendar for like you in Tennessee? Tell me about the sacred spots in Tennessee. I know y'all got mountains out there too, don't it?
Oh yeah, like I know the biggest area that people go to that's like a tourist attraction is Gatlinburg, Tennessee. They got the Great Smoky Mountains, right? They have a lot, and it's set up for you to like go in those areas. But we got a lot of places throughout Tennessee that you can drive to. There's like Rock Island and stuff like that, 2 hours away. To just go to different mountains and stuff like that, just to like people go and meditate and hikes and stuff like that. So matter of fact, it's a friend of mine. We're about to plan a camping, not a camping trip, but a hiking trip soon. Cause yeah, this is the time of the year. We've been having a lot of rain, so people trying to wait till it dry up a bit because we don't want to hike when it's muddy. But yeah, we do that all the time. Especially we have a lot of waterfalls here throughout Tennessee. So when I tell you it's like a lot of areas with the biggest, beautifulest waterfalls and stuff, oh my God, it's so therapeutic being I'm happy they're not allowed to destroy these areas because they're huge tourist, grounds and stuff. So I'm ready to go catch a waterfall. I'm a nature girl.
Hey, I think people don't appreciate it because every time I hear about Nashville, they be like, "That's the white man's Atlanta." So it's like if you're going for certain things, you're not going to appreciate it. But when you go into nature and you look at if you're going for nature, if you're going to like connect with Earth, the Mama Earth or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's when you go to these more country places and connect with the spirits of those lands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got a
So
group called Liberated Grounds. There's another group where they do a lot of that. Like they be going horseback riding, they be going kayaking, paddleboard, and they literally have a large, you know what I'm saying? They have a large melanated group that do stuff together, and I like that.
Yeah, I love kayak, man. Look, whenever y'all ready, you need to set up so we can all do something. Come to Kissimmee. The springs, Kissimmee, that's where I love the kayak, bro, for real, for real. And we talk about the springs is where the earth is gushing up fresh water. That's why Florida is so powerful and what it is. You know what I'm saying? Florida and Georgia has springs that just gush up. I'm sure other places have them too, but Florida's like the fountain of youth. They try to hide it, but it's the whole Florida. You know what I'm saying? But Tennessee is powerful too, and that's why I like making those connections. You're a most powerful bruja or spiritual goddess, you know what I'm saying, in the Tennessee ley line, and I know how powerful, just like the Mississippian culture, the Alabamian culture, I know how powerful Tennessee is too. So I want to connect with that Tennessee, you know what I'm saying, bloodline, and you there. That's you,
Okay,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Yeah, we need more connection because, like you said, people do think this is the white man's Atlanta, and that's not true. It's actually very diverse now because we got people here from everywhere. Now we got Chicago people here, we got people here from Atlanta, we got people here, like you said, from Mississippi. We got a lot of people from California here now. A lot of Californians done came out here now. Memphis, Chattanooga. It's like it's everywhere now because I feel like everybody just started coming to the South. You know what I mean? Especially because it's an upcoming city.
what your boy said,
Uh,
keep the pimping down south. You know how it go.
you so crazy. But everybody started coming here, and they got people now, a lot of Nashvillians like myself, we're considered unicorns, and people be having signs, don't move here no more, we are full. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are full. Because everybody moving. They're seeing almost 10,000 people moving here a day, which is crazy.
To Nashville like that?
I mean, that was just like over exaggerating, but they saying like a large number of people are moving here daily.
That's crazy.
Because it's still like, even with the cost of living rising, it's still cheaper than living in California.
Yo, bro, yeah, you right about that. Like I ain't
We got a
black.
lot of New Yorkers down here too. New York, I forgot about them.
I said, I like being in the South. I ain't never really just been to a lot of places, but I like to travel. Right now, I've been traveling back and forth and just looking at the scenery in Georgia. It's beautiful. So I'm pretty sure I probably would. Now that I'm having a new appreciation for nature and stuff like that, I probably would love Nashville. So, but other than that, guys, what else you got? What else you got for us? You
I know you said you want to talk about the origins of ruin stones too.
did tell me that. You were telling me that you were working with runes, and I was like, "Yo, in the esoteric community, in the indigenous community, a lot of people will look at that like, oh, you mess with
And
runes."
I'm showing them now too.
Huh?
I'm showing them now too as we're talking.
I see. And some people might feel comfortable with them, some people might not. But it is still a form of magic that you should most definitely know so you can learn. Like I learned about stuff just so if somebody do with rune, there's things that outrank runes as well. Like I'm big on Andinkris. So everything is
Hmm.
order and system. So the same way people can throw runes and try to trap you or block you or make you fall, they can make you do things. But when you got certain ancestors and you're working with other ancestral energies, you have to be careful with other things because it's like, yo, it's kind of like deflecting a little bit. So but you said something very powerful. And can you say that again for me earlier when you were like, yo, about the runes? I thought it was a Wiccan practice. And
Yeah,
then what did you say?
yeah, it is not a Wiccan practice, but Wiccans actually do utilize it. But I know a lot of different people that are not melanated. They use stuff like voodoo and hoodoo. They always have because we was teaching this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we taught it to them, and they took on our spiritual practices. So I have some notes here, but I was telling people that rune stones originated from German tribes. And if you did not know, they were called Afro Germans back then. People don't know that, but they were Afro Germans, which were people they was darker than us. You know what I'm saying? And they were used across Europe, of course, and England, and they were Latin letters. And if you don't know, remember I told you I identify as a Moorish woman, a Muslim. Moors used to speak Latin, and as we know, the Latinos, right? They have African ancestry, so it all ties back to the motherland. So these are still our inventions and creations that later on different people like Norsemen, which is still in Egypt. I mean, it's not in Egypt, in Europe, took on those practices because we are the ones that helped the fall of Roman, and then we helped the rise of medieval Europe. You know what I'm saying? It's all that, and the term ruin literally means secret magic.
I say.
That's what it means. So it's like it's no different from ancient Kemet, like how you said they call it ancient Egyptian mythology. I don't like saying that, but it's really ancient Kemet. Yeah, because they've always taken things and made it their own because they don't have theirs. And,
Yo, we got fun with this one. I like this.
and we'd be scared to do it. We'd be scared because we see them doing it. Well, they've done all of it. They practice Egyptian times. You seen all these? I've been around plenty of Caucasian people that practice with Egypt. And it's like we're the only people to be scared to practice our original practices sometimes.
And I gotta say a big shout out to Bobby Hemmett because I think he broke that ice for me because a lot of people were scared of a lot of different things, but just researching Malachi York and Bobby Hemmett, they broke that wall down for me, and I thought that wall was broken for everybody, but it's a lot of people that are still identifying like, yo, this is a bad thing. Anything that the ancestors use to beat colonizers, I'm with that shit.
Right.
I'm with all that shit.
And that's who taught me about Rolling Stones. He said it was Bobby Hemmett. I was watching a live, and that's why I found out about Rolling Stones, Bobby Hemmett.
And yeah, I can most definitely believe it. So, but and like I say, that goes back to ancient. When you said about the Moorish thing, I think because so much ignorance is put out there, we miss out on a lot of the knowledge aspect. It's so easy to talk about the bad aspects of Moorish science, right? It's easy to take shots. It's hard to talk knowledge because there's so much knowledge to that shit, and the nigga don't know
so much.
So they'd rather say dumb shit. But if we were to activate and get into the knowledge of it, the more science, if you break it to the whole I, self, law, and master, is breaking into the universe and the cosmic order of things.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, I loved it when I was studying because it really broke down the stars and okay, one thing about it, you said people take things from it and run with it, right? Everything they sign is the exact same as more. Did you notice that? The compass, even when it breaks down the I, self, law, and master.
Yeah, I have the tattoo. I have a tattoo. I can't show it, but I have the tattoo. I already know.
And I remember a lot of it off the top. I don't know if I still got my books or not, but I used to. This was everything we used to. This is a mantras that we would say to ourselves to wake us up and make us more powerful.
Right.
So yeah, but just talking about the stars, you're talking about tarot, you're talking about energy. What's your zodiac sign?
I am a Virgo sun.
Oh, Mother Mary, Virgo, big Virgo.
Big. I'm a September Virgo, so yeah.
So how does this all connect? Connect it for me. Tarot does what for your sign, and why is the sign as a Moorish goddess, a Moorish empress, right? Why is runes and all these ways that we connect to our ancestors and can conversate with our ancestors? And like I said, the runes are walkie-talkies with our ancestors. Tarot is walkie-talkie with our ancestors if you do it the correct way. So you just broke down, there's good people that do things and there's bad people that do things. But if you do good with these things, you can communicate with your ancestors and it can navigate your life, right?
Right. So as you're talking about that, I want to show two things that I sell. I'm showing my voodoo dolls as well as my railroad spikes. And these are both tools that can be used for good and bad in hoodoo and voodoo, right? And our ancestors utilize these. You wanted to get into CHIME, and we've been on there, and I've been talking about how voodoo has origins in Kemet. That's where it originates from, and they used to use voodoo dolls the women use voodoo dolls to help King Ramesses defeat his enemies. You know what I'm saying? This is not new. You can look that up if you want to. And railroad spikes and stuff. And with our hoodoo practitioners out there, most of the people that built the tracks, and especially in America specifically, because America has the biggest and the largest railroad track system in the actual world, y'all.
Shout out, I see.
So that's because slaves built it. And yeah, I know they don't want y'all to remember that, but they did. So working with railroad spikes, you can definitely protect yourself and talk to spirit. You know, a lot of people that, work with the spirit mother, Harriet Tubman, work with it, talking to your ancestors. So it's so many different tools that you can utilize to work with your ancestors. And I recommend this because you'd be surprised. There's a lot of, if you do not know, hoodoo is a closed practice. I've talked to people about this. It's a closed practice that stems from different African religions as well as some indigenous religions. It's not really religion, but spiritual practices, right? And they were done by people in secret while they was enslaved under our colonizers. So naturally, y'all need to be working with them. But there are Caucasian people and people that are non-melanin descent that actually are practicing hoodoo. They sitting here talking to Harriet Tubman and a couple more people. I'm serious.
Yo, you read my mind.
And they getting help.
When you were done, I was still gonna say it, but you read my mind. People don't even understand. Like I said, anything that beat I don't like saying slaves. I don't like saying slave masters, all that. But anything that helped conquer or beat the ones that came to conquer us, that's what you use. You see what I'm saying? And we've lost our spiritual systems. They've been telling you since the beginning of time that there's two dualities of energies. There's the creator gods and there's the destroyer gods, the conqueror gods. The conqueror gods cannot create anything. That's why they can't be satisfied with nothing they conquer. You see what I'm saying? Creator gods are more like Coco Pele, Quetzalcoatl, all American gods that they don't speak about because they were trying to make you forget about them. That's why they canceled that TV show American Gods. They can speak about
when they canceled that show, that was crazy.
You know what I'm saying? When you talking about
Lovecraft Country, they canceled Lovecraft Country.
Oh, it's we here for a good time, not a long time, man. They're just here to make you think, you know what I'm saying? If you make it go too long and they start, you know what I'm saying? If it went too far, we'll be like, oh, they drew it out for money. But they did what they were supposed to do. It activated it activated a lot of people's DNA, and how many people saw themselves in those star roles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Funny because I want to say the goddess that played in that movie was the goddess in wasn't she the goddess in Sinners? Anna, wasn't it?
Yeah. So somebody didn't I told somebody that she played in Sinners. That's the one that was
yes. And she talked to the
she was a singer with that girl that was her sister. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that part that you just went to, like it's funny because that was one of the most epic parts of that movie that you were just saying, Lovecraft Country.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a realm almost like DMT realm, and she saw her higher self. It's not like you're gonna see anybody else besides your future self. You're talking to your DNA. You talk to your past self, and people don't realize your future self is your young self. Your young self is actually your old self. Right. It's like a lot of weird. So she talked to her future self, and her future self was like, "Yo, what do you want?" And she was like, "What are you talking about? What do you want?" She was like being real specific. It says, "And then you can have whatever you want." As long as you have no expectation, no ego. And she can have everything in the universe. It was telling us like she was God. And you're choosing the experiences you won't have in this planet. You know what I'm saying? Right. And perspective. Everything's based on your perspective, how you look at shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in your own realm of, I know that this shit's rigged and against me in this matrix. That didn't urge you not fuck with our kind, period.
Yeah, and that's so she's been playing some serious roles because in Sinners she's playing a hoodoo practitioner, which was amazing. I almost cried when I seen it.
It's funny when you say that. Like, damn, I'm thinking about it. It was like she did play real powerful. She making her mark in our conscious. But in saying that, what was I trying to say? Damn, you made me think about that.
I know you was talking. We was talking about hoodoo, her playing the hoodoo woman and stuff, and you was about to say something.
Just overall, if you know that this is how Marie Laveau conquered her enemies, if you know this is how Duty Bookman conquered his enemies, if you know this is how Nat Turner conquered his enemies, if you know how Shango, if you know how Hannibal conquered his enemies, if you know how all these ancestors, wait a minute, you can say all this shit is just make believe, but this is how George Washington Carver beat his enemies. Once you realize that voodoo is our culture of all this master different things that we're learning from all these different cultures and what we can do with it, like we're about the wrong thing. Voodoo was designed to beat the court system. I can bear witness. Had John the Conqueror. They're talking about that.
And those railroad spikes, you can win a court case with a railroad spike.
Court case, you can fuck your landlord up with a railroad spike. Let's say your landlord's fucking with you, or anybody really. If you put railroad spikes in front of your house and dragon blood, especially every Tuesday, do it every Tuesday. Dragon blood on your porch step, railroad spikes on your right, on your east end to the left of the house, on doorsteps. Spit rum on them. Because you're talking about energy, we're talking about metals. So when you're talking about metals, you're talking about copper and the energy of copper. Also, gold, silver, iron, all those different things have magical properties. That's why everybody talks about using iron for different kind of demons and whatnot. Silver for wolves and vampire, werewolves and vampires and whatnot. Energy vampires. They're telling you all sorts of stuff. Like people be thinking everything's a joke and everything's a ha-ha. But yeah, like if you knowing that there's energy, when you get to a certain level and you know that, okay, I'm not on the basics no more, and I want to protect myself from certain things, then I know that the Ankh is the key. The key to what? The key to life, or the sign of Jiname. I am creator. You know what I'm saying? When you start getting into all these ancient endinkras or ancient runes and all that, you make yourself more powerful and more important to the collective and as a whole, because I don't need to fear you. Now we're more powerful. We like the Avengers in this bitch. You
I
know what I'm
think
saying?
it's funny you said. I think a lot of people, when you were saying people are not really not. I mean, I feel like I'm around a lot of people that practice more because I purposely made it a point to do that. I got tired of being around people that if I was even to think about bringing up what I did for a living, especially my business, they would be like, "Oh my God, that oh, I'm a Christian. I don't do that kind of stuff." So my circle. I have gotten so far away from those type of people. I don't even really come across people like that no more. You know what I mean? So when I do, it be surprising me. It be surprising me now that people like I tell people, if you want to be a Christian, you're not different from somebody that practices E5, because in Christianity they are worshiping a deity, which is Jesus, because he is no longer here. And when he was here, y'all were idolizing him. That's what it would be called, because he's a living idol. But him being transitioned, he is a deity now, and y'all go to church every day, you know, and or not every day, but every Sunday, and pay homage to him by drinking his blood and eating his body. That is all ritualistic work, okay, in a form of witchcraft, and it's actually blood magic. So demonizing us for practicing any type of spiritual practice, but we're putting water on our altars and food on our altars and statues and photos of our ancestors. And y'all do that in churches too. Like even in the Catholic churches, they got all those statues of Mary and Jesus, and they be putting crowns on them, they be putting beads on them, they be pouring oil on her. I mean, it's no different. So being scared of African spirituality is just really brainwashing and indoctrination at its finest, because it's not different.
I think one, just on some like you just when we start breaking the barriers and boundaries of certain things, when they say African spirituality, or why not cosmic spirituality? Because this is a cosmic order.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Two, like you said a lot, man. And I just feel like, damn.
Look, I got these astrology cards. I tell people these are my astrology cards. I love astrology, so tap into astrology. This is the oracle deck too, but it has all the houses, all the zodiac signs, all the planets. It's a dope deck. You still in the blind on us?
Yeah, I am. That's why I'm kind of confused. But I'm in my mind, so I'm in my head too. My headspace is talking about when you were talking about the Christian aspect, and I wanted to know how to deal with that, because I also had that conversation with a couple of people in real time, and it was fucked up because it's like, even if you was to really truly study Christianity or Islam, it's still both of them teach you hoodoo. Both of them talk about voodoo, and it's and Islam, the whole part of the Quran is talking about how you break spells and do spells. So they're telling you that it's real. Malachi, one that really tells you that they switched the Quran, and like they'll tell you quick, the Bible's been rearranged, but so has the Quran, and it's all spells. It's all spells and whatnot, or tell you how to break spells. The Bible is too. If you're talking about Psalms,
the Bible is a book. I should have had my Bible in front of me, but the Bible. I got that book. The Bible is nothing but a book of spells, and I tell people I'm not a Wiccan, and I'm not a Christian, but you can use that Bible and do some good and some bad. I promise you. That's why.
What do you think these niggas was? These niggas weren't. These niggas was the real influencers back then. What do you think these niggas was calling themselves? They were warlocks. They were wizards. They were prophets.
That's what I was about to say. Matter of fact, the person that created Wiccan, he was a warlock.
I can believe it. But yeah, like when you start realizing, like I say, stuff like this, I don't be mad at Christians no more. I be more mad at them like, nigga, do your research. Because there's no way we could be mad at each other. A Christian was like, oh man, you into the gemstones too much. But all throughout the Bible, they talk about gemstones. You have a cell phone.
She graced King Solomon with crystals and herbs and frankincense and myrrh.
If they did any research, that goes without saying that Aaron couldn't even speak to God without those 12 gemstones on his chest plate that represented the nations. Moses wrote the 10 Commandments on sapphire. Even the New Jerusalem will be placed on. But when they say Jerusalem, Jeru only means in Hebrew, it only means city, and they say Jeru, USA, Salam. Salam is peace, city of peace. The promised land is America. You see what I'm saying? All that stuff that they're writing down, they're not talking about nothing over there. They're talking about everything over here, and that's a whole nother subject. But like I said, when you start getting into the spiritual aspect of it, like you're in a spiritual land, Tennessee, and with copper on everything else, you most definitely can raise the vibration. Long story short, you know what I'm saying? So when I hear,
I'm gonna show this book. What'd you say?
No, it's just when I hear Go ahead. Go ahead.
My bad. I'm sorry. I wanted to show this book. It's called Jambalaya. It's called The Natural Woman's Book. I highly recommend it. This book is talking about everything we just talked about: hoodoo, voodoo, Christianity. Because the woman that wrote this book, she was raised in a very Christian. She was raised in a multicultural environment, so she was actually allowed to practice hoodoo, voodoo, because she lived in New Orleans, and Christian because they used they were Catholics and stuff and using those ancient symbols, because Louisiana voodoo is originated from Haitian voodoo, because they had to use Catholic saints because back then it was demonized. The Creoles and stuff in Louisiana was using that instead of their guys, like you said, Papa Legba and and them. So, but I tell people, if you think about where it originally stemmed from, which is where Louisiana voodoo came from, they had their own gods. They were forced to use religious symbols in their practices because it was illegal.
Mm-hmm.
What you thinking about?
No, no. You know, I can't see you, so I'm listening. I have to listen, and as listening, you know, you create your own visual in your
I know
mind.
what you mean, yeah, but yeah, they definitely made. We had to incorporate, like, it's no difference with how all these Christian churches had all these Caucasian looking
I
Jesus
think,
statues.
okay, so when you asked me what I was thinking, boom, I was thinking about the story you're telling me is the story of Santeria,
Right.
right? And I think sometimes when we read books and certain things, even when we study greatness, sometimes we internalize things that don't have nothing to do with us type shit. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
it's like when you're saying we had to do this, we had to do that. No, we didn't do nothing. A lot of us fought. So that if they said that they covered it up because, like in Santeria, then they wouldn't to this day still talk about Eshu in Cuba and all these different places. It was people that didn't bow down.
I
So
know.
since
Yeah, I know what you mean. A lot of people did though.
no, most definitely. I mean, it is what it is. Like everybody ain't gonna do what everybody gonna do, and that's not no like I said. There's levels to the shit. It's initiation to the shit. That's why I said I think everybody, if they just stand on what they really say they believe in and do research, like even when the Christians talk against things, some stuff ain't always a fight. Some stuff really unifies us more than anything. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Solomon, if you're a Christian, Solomon, how much juju was Solomon using?
A
You see what
lot.
I'm saying?
That's what even in hoodoo, it's a lot of hoodoos that are Christians too. They practice hoodoo, but they're Christians.
I mean, at this point, I don't judge nobody. Anything that helps your situation, improves your situation. If you're not doing evil, because that's the only thing that like
Really
when you're talking about
matter.
and copper and you're talking energy, all that means is it helps things circulate, and circulate means it comes back to you. So if you do something stupid or something evil or anything like that, it will come back to you
I do
faster. When you're looking at a
believe
single,
in karma,
it's
the law of karma.
you know what I'm saying, vibration. If you put out bullshit, bullshit gonna come back. However, you know what I'm saying. So I said it to say, whatever you do, even when you do like that's it, you know what I'm saying, you want to have good intentions because everything's based on your intentions.
Right.
So,
I know you want to
but
hear that.
yeah, I like, huh?
What you saying?
No, I was just saying, are you still showing your products?
Yes, I am. I was just about to say, I know you wanted to hit on my aunt too. Let me show her.
I say,
Yeah,
I did.
that is my aunt right here. I got my aunt candles right here, y'all. All this stuff is on my website, goddessontherise.life. If y'all want to check it. I have a lot of deities over here. I got Father Ra, you know, and y'all know we need to be working with Ra right now. He's the sun god, and I don't know how the weather is in a lot of locations, but this weather been kind of crazy. Maybe it was snowing in Florida and in New Orleans this year, and even though it's May, it's still not really summer. I mean, it's not really hot like that yet. It's still been raining and gloomy, and it was in Tennessee about 2 weeks ago. It was 45 degrees. You know what I'm saying? So it's still like the weather is still kind of a little crazy right now. I want to talk about it. I got Father Horse right here, candles. And I also get, this is one of my favorite deities. I know we don't supposed to have favorites, but Father Anubis. He's the god of cemeteries, death. Yeah, I was drawn to Anubis a long time ago because I'm a Boston woman. What was you about to say?
No, I was listening to you. I most definitely respect to everything you just said. Respect to Anubis. I most definitely fuck with his energy, raw energy. But for me, at this time of year, I start dealing real tough into Sigma energy. Are you familiar with
Yeah.
Sigma?
Yes, I do. I need to get some more candles of that. But Sekhmet and Ra, you're right. Sekhmet and Ra will be two deities to work with right now because they're associated heavily with the sun.
And when you said about Mayat, the cool thing about the reason I even like talking to you to goddesses and stuff is because the balance. Mayat is something that we all like. We don't have to listen to nobody else's teachings. We don't have to have anybody over us or telling us what to do. Anything like we all follow the order of balance. The one order that we can all say is the perfect order, and that's the
It
order of
is.
Mayat. So
Let me
I
show that
said it the same.
again.
It's running around with a feather nowadays. I don't care where you at. Everybody got the feather, but they don't understand what that feather represents.
Mm-hmm.
So if we feather, if we all represent that feather, we all know that that feather represents something to us, and we know understand the deeper meaning of that feather, and understanding that you want your heart to be lighter than that feather, and that means something. Like we look at these scriptures, we don't understand what these scriptures are telling us, but if we try to live by it, live by those 42 laws of Miyat, and I know that's a hard one, but the thing is, the whole part of it is to strive to live by those 42 laws of Miyat. Remind yourself, and every time you're saying these things, it helps. And you know what I'm saying? Activate your DNA to being what you want to be, the perfect person, the perfect version of yourself.
I know that's right. They can, and that's the law. The 42 laws of my eye is where the 10 Commandments came from.
From everything comes from. I mean, think about it. The 10 Commandments, the 40 laws, but everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I got Isis candles too. You know, some Isis candles. Your mother Isis, she's the goddess of the moon and magic and beauty. So, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Like all of us, we want to jump in and dabble in everything, but once you devote yourself to certain deities, like she said, it's certain seasons for them.
Mm-hmm.
And we should get into a point, and I don't care what tradition we come from, all of us to say, because all of us fall up under the matriarch now. We all say we up under the matriarch, and there's no higher matriarch than Mayat. You know what I'm saying? So we need to study that
Man.
and live, at least with each other. Fuck everybody else. We worry about everybody else. That's the problem. When you see the Chinese people, they talk to Chinese. They don't be worried about us. When Spanish people talk to each
They
other, they talk to.
don't.
They don't worry about us. When we talk to each
The
other, we need to.
Mexicans, they got their Santa Muerta. They minding their own business.
We need to and I know that every time we try to create something, they try to destroy it. But we're also in a day and age now where they can't do that. Now we have different spiritual technology. The number one enemy we have right now is those that look like us that not us, and those that, you know what I'm saying. Anytime we try to create something, they're gonna try to help, you know what I'm saying, destroy it or demonize it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what
Or
I
make
was
it
about
look.
to say. They well, really, mainly now it's more stealing it too and making us fear it. Like I tell people, they got us practicing Christianity tough, and meanwhile we're scared to practice our own spiritual practice, but they practicing it. Like I had somebody come to me, and I'm happy. I'm happy he asked me first, but he came to me because he wanted me to summon Papa Legba for him, and I told him, no. I said, for what? What do you want with them? You know what I'm saying? Like now back then, and it's supposed to be that way now. That's what they had to do. They wanted to get in touch with some type of melanated indigenous deity. They had to come through a person like a priestess or a priest of that origin. So he did the right thing coming to me, but I didn't feel like he had the right reasons why he was coming for that deity. I'm like, well, what do you want with him? You know what I'm saying? He didn't, I just, and that's our job to determine if they, and read people too. As an oracle, I can see, I'm a powerful empath, so I can see if somebody is wanting something for the right reasons versus for the wrong reason. That makes sense.
I feel you. Me personally, I just feel like when it comes to any kind of spiritual thing, like I could tell you, like nobody that when it comes to spiritual, right, or whatever deity or spiritual aspect, you're talking about a cosmic universal. There shouldn't be nothing in between you and that energy. Nothing should tell you. So I don't even believe in people like coming to nobody else asking. If you want to go talk to Shango, go out there and go to talk to the trees, go look in the sky. You want to go talk to Umoja, go to the ocean. You want to go talk to
Right.
Oshun, whatever. There ain't no in between
Right.
me and these energies.
You want to talk to mommy water, go to a river, a lake, or the sea,
You
or the ocean.
said cosmic spirituality. Like nobody owns. You can't tell me that Abatala is only in Africa. Ain't that nigga the air nigga? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You
That's
can't.
why. That's kind of like what I felt about ruin stones. Nobody owns. You can't own ruin stones. You didn't make. First of all, you didn't make stones. You are not the originator of the actual stones that the symbols are on. You're not even a owner of the alphabet of the stones, which is Latin. So
Yeah,
we have
most
to.
definitely. So, but all right, guys. What else you got for him?
I think we hit on mostly everything. Oh, one more thing, and then we could wrap it up because I remember you was I was talking about this. I do identify as a bruja, and I wanted to talk about, and I feel like this is more well known now, but that Tituba was the first, woman in America, in Salem, Massachusetts, that was an indigenous woman accused of witchcraft in general. So for us to think that witchcraft was not originated by melanin people that's false too. She's all over New Orleans, next to the Queen of Voodoo, as well as in Salem, Massachusetts. They like worship her. They pretty much worship her.
But see, that's the thing. Like I said, I'm not into the business of worshiping people. When you do, for me, like I said, I want to just address that real quick. I'm really on the aspect of power to make us empower us as a people, as make us stronger warriors. High John the Conqueror. I don't worship High John the Conqueror. I work with High John the Conqueror. I
I
don't
like that.
worship Ogun. I work with Ogun. I don't worship Oshun. I honor Oshun. You know what I'm saying? I want to work with the feminine energy. I want to honor the energy. I don't. When you worship and you spend your head down most of the time, they need warriors. They don't need more people to worship. They need more people to get out there and do something. So like when you look at the easiest faith, when you're looking at Christians, they might not do nothing else but worship. They might not do no work. They might not do nothing else but worship.
That's what I tell people. I don't worship no deities. I pay homage to them. I give gratitude for them, and like you said, I work with them. And I'm not worshiping because I'm not seeking them to save me. I may be seeking them to guide and assist me. You see what I'm saying? But not save me.
Nah, man, look, everything working in our favor. I love having dope conversations, especially with a goddess like yourself. Especially like more science. When people really start studying that, it's really, really deeper than people think when it goes to astrology.
It's
Like people.
astrology. That's why I got this deck right here. If you learn astrology and the whole system of astrology, and know that we're all the signs too. That's another thing. I know we have. That's why when you asked me what's my sign, I said my sun sign is this. I made sure I let that be known because I also am Aquarius moon and rising too, and I got a lot of those are two heavy air placements, so I can come out very airy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of air, which is why I'm speaking. Right? I'm speaking to you. We speaking. I got a platform because I was meant to use my voice.
So break that down. Break that down. When you say like I know what it means, kind of, but break it down from your perspective. When you say that you're this is this house, this is that house, this house, this house, right? Like me, I'm an Aries, Sagittarius, Gemini. What does that really mean?
Dang. Okay, you want me to break down yours or mine?
Oh, what does it mean? Those terms in general.
Oh
What is
yeah, so
that?
to your sun sign is like the energy you were birthed in. You know what I'm saying? You were born in the energy of that. So you were born in the Aries, and when you came here, you were born in that fiery energy. It was Aries season. You know what I'm saying? You came New Year. You came in the season of New Year's as an Aries man. You came in a very fertile, rich time. You see what I'm saying? A time of blossoming. So that's why you probably always are very creative, no matter which you are. You make art, so you're a creator. You came in on the energy of creativity. So say what?
Creator got back. Shout out to the creator guys.
And you said, is your rising a Sagittarius?
Yeah, I mean Aries, Sagittarius,
And Gemini.
Gemini.
So yeah, your rising as a Sagittarius man, that's the energy that you like. Well, like that's really the energy you operate in, right? I was just about to say that's the energy you operate in. So you got two fire elements, your sun and your rising. So you are probably somebody that's always on fire, like you turned up probably all the time. You're grounded. You know how to be grounded and stable and all that, but you probably you gonna be in that spotlight energy. That makes sense. Being seen, doing something I feel like extraordinary or impactful, if that makes sense. You're not behind the scenes. You're not behind the scenes. You're not gonna. And then the Gemini placement is that what's the Gemini? Is that your moon?
No, my moon is Sagittarius. The Gemini,
So
what's the last one called?
it's sun, moon,
Right.
and rising. So what's your rising? Sun.
My sun is Aries. My moon is Sagittarius. My rising is Gemini.
Okay, so now I thought your rising was Sagittarius. So look, we just switched that up. So if you are Gemini, that makes sense. That if your rising is Gemini, yeah, like you said, you're a thinker. So you definitely always thinking. That makes sense. You probably an avid learner too, an avid learner and an avid, reader, avid teacher. You probably can multitask pretty well. Your moon, you have a fire for a moon sign. That's a lot. Because the moon. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Go
No,
ahead.
I was saying the more science thing when it was breaking down when we're going back to the I self law and master, and they tell you to study yourself or know thyself. It's not cliche. when you're studying yourself, that's the map. Your zodiac sign is the map. When I say this is my map to who I am, so I can identify, oh, this is what life path this person is on. You know what they kind of will and won't do. For the most part, they have a structure where they won't break those boundaries. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when it's a dope map when you're using certain things to navigate relationships, to know that are y'all compatible types. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's about to know are y'all going in the same direction of life. So you can use it for that matter, or knowing if you're in the right area. You know what I'm saying? Geographically, when you start understanding that your body can still connect with, and you're in copper, we're connected with the ley lines.
You can get universal messages, a lot of universal messages from using astrology too. I get this deck right here. When I tell you this deck done told, like, I like getting messages about stuff. So if I'm needing assistance, like especially financial, like a while back, I needed some financial wisdom and assistance with my career, my business, and some stuff I need to start doing. Which is honestly why I'm here today. You know what I'm saying? I was like, they let me know it's time for change. They was telling me it's time for you to be in the spotlight. You know, you done been hiding, you know, long enough. It's time for you to ascend in your career and try something else. You know, if you've done this and you have to continue to rise. And I was like, oh, here we go. So it's like, it literally can give you direct answers like that, like pulling from the utilizing planets and star systems and all that is heavy. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna have to do another astrology reading on my YouTube, which is Sacred Energy Exchange 222, no E, just exchange 222. And I'm gonna be doing another astrology reading real soon. You know, we just had that Scorpio full moon, so staying in tune with the moon is very helpful too. You know what I mean? Just, you know, with that, because now things are coming into fullness right now. You know, manifestations.
I see. And I don't know if you're showing your store, but real quick, do you want to like show people your store again and show any like your these are spiritual supplies. I'm pretty sure she's showing you the candles and tarot decks, and like once you buy something, it becomes your personal tool. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a me personally, I don't go to a tarot reader. The tarot readers I have in my life or the spiritual readers I have in my life are people that love me, so I know they're going to give me right advice, or I'll do it myself and so I'm talking directly to my ancestors.
Right.
Now the cool part about that, get your own deck, you learn how to read it, and that's how you communicate and use your deck to communicate with your ancestors. Right. You see what I'm saying? Now you're listening to different people to cross-reference yourself and cross-reference just information. Is this the right path that I'm going? Let me see what this is saying in the stars right now and everything else. And that goes back to more science or anything, any kind of spiritual system in that matter. I mean, think about it. Islam is based on the crescent moon and star. The Dogon tribe talked about the Sirius dog star. The Dogon, you know what I'm saying? Dog star.
I know what you're talking about.
Most the Jews worship Saturn on the slick. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people
Muslims
working with Saturn right now too. Yeah. I also have these pendulums, y'all. I have these copper, I'm showing it right now, these solid copper pendulums. They actually open up. So like right now I have like a clear quartz in mine. Clear quartz is a very good energy conductor that goes along with copper itself. So anything clear quartz is very powerful anyway itself. You know what I mean? So I have these if y'all want to do like pendulum readings. Pendulums are real good. Reiki masters use pendulums to detect things in the body, energy that's off balance and stuff like that, so they can know what area they need to work on, you know what I mean, before they start your session.
Are you showing the pendulum right now?
I just showed it. I showed it. I can keep it up again. But yep, I'm showing the pendulum. I'm gonna show you too. We can, we can get off and you can see some, because you ain't get to see nothing.
I'm in the blind.
But
I'm talking about.
You said you're gonna upload it, right? So you'll be able to hopefully be able to watch it again.
It doesn't. Like I said, once again, we're tag teaming up. There's going to be a couple of us tag teaming up for the Ashe Network. Positive information, new information, cool information, just like community building, community network. You know what I'm saying? Again, tell people what's the name of your business again.
It is goddessontherise.life for my website. My company is actually called Goddess on the Rise, but yeah, the website goddessontherise.life. And also I'm the Copper Queen. As y'all can see down there, that's how you can find me on Instagram, COPPERQU33N. It's the same way.
And we're coming with you for spiritual tools and things of that nature, right?
Spiritual tools, tarot readings. You say it again?
Like a spiritual map, spiritual tools, spiritual.
Yeah, I got everything. I got candles, I got incense, I got sage. I didn't bring all that over here, but yeah, I got sage. I definitely got oil cards and tarot cards. Y'all seen my rune stone. I actually have astrology dice too. I was just bringing the media stuff. And I got voodoo dolls, like I told you, railroad spikes. I actually have singing bowls and cups. It was so much stuff. I didn't have all that on, like, to bring out of the store in there. So I just brought a couple of things that I knew we were talking about specifically. But yep, and I do readings. I got tea readings. I do tarot readings, oracle readings, cartomancy readings. I do counseling sessions as well. I do crystal ball readings. So just, you can email me for readings at sacredenergyexchange222@gmail.com as well. No E in the exchange.
I say, guys. Man, I appreciate your time. Anything else matter of fact, do me a favor. Shout out 3 black-owned businesses. Like local, something everybody that you know, like somebody you cool with, 3 black-owned businesses.
Okay, I have the Magic Trap. She's a melanin-owned business. Simply Hippie Heart, and well, I guess she have one more. I'm trying to think of one more person. A Cable Line Images on Jefferson Street. That's my mentor's, my late mentor's store. His son owns it now. It's very historical.
Those 3 stores, why would we contact them? What they do?
They're all in the spiritual field as well. One of them, she actually has a product line with like CBD, like for healing and stuff like that, with infused in it. And we have THCA that's legal here in Tennessee. So like edibles and stuff like that. The other one, the Magic Trap, she has like crystals, she has candles. She actually hosts the Hoodoo Heritage Festival here in Nashville, Tennessee, that I told you I'll be attending. So she's been doing that for some years now, and she the one to put hoodoo on the map for me in Nashville. I ain't gonna speak for everybody else, but for me, I didn't know nothing about hoodoo until she started hosting them events, and I was like, "What's hoodoo? What's that?" I had heard about it before, but I never really went into it. You know what I'm saying? She like put it on the map here in Nashville. Because we have the African Street Festival here. And that was the main thing we had, really. I feel like the African Street Festival, we have a Juneteenth event here, but you know what I mean? But African Street Festival been around since I was a kid. So when she started throwing the hoodoo up, it was great. And then A Cable Line Images on Jefferson, historical Jefferson Street, is a store the same way. It's been around for like over 30 years. Same thing since I was a kid. And it was a store that gave us it's a bookstore that gave us African spirituality in the middle of the Bible Belt. You know what I'm saying? For people that, didn't go to church, and so we could have somewhere to go to still get incense and candles and books and learn about our history. You know what I'm saying?
And we need to support places like that, most definitely. Like, yeah, that's amazing. That's important for everybody. When you're in a place where they don't have a lot of information, or a big community, places like that, they pop up, support those. I love them. So, and who is it?
Those are the 3. That's it. And of course, I already said mine. And you should sell yours. Shop with Orisha Stone. Get you some of his glow up.
I say, Orisha Stone. If you want copper and you don't want just a big piece of malachite on your neck, hit Orisha Stone. We'll do something like this for you. So
I like that one. You got that on.
Yeah. So, and I most definitely look forward to doing business with you. Making our business grow, doing more lives, and man, doing more research on the more science and astrology. Like I said, it's always easy to do cop out and talk negative about something, but if we really did do the research on everything that we speak on, and understand what the big aspect of it instead of the distraction part of it, we'll go so much further, man. Like powerful wise, like people are using it as a joke because they're using it without wisdom and everything. And right now, we need to apply the knowledge we have to get to that wisdom aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, man, I appreciate you guys.
All right.
I hope everybody else appreciates you. Well, I can't hear y'all. Give us some fire. She was beautiful tonight.
Thank y'all.
I can't see what's
in, everybody. Somebody said great conversation. I typed in thank you. So I appreciate y'all for listening in.
And like I said, we're gonna be doing our next live is probably gonna be on YouTube on the I Say Network. I just did a dope live with the brother Orisha, Danny. What's up, Hoodoo Mermaid? You just missed it. We about to tap out now. We've been on it for a minute. But yeah, man, we about to start doing more lives. So tap into our YouTube too. And check us out, man. And like I said, we always trying to promote businesses. Okay, you said I got more shout out to do. I want to shout out Hoodoo Mermaid, who does a lot of esoteric candles and whatnot in the ATA area. You actually would have loved this conversation. You might want to watch this one. So yeah, man. We talked about in wrapping it up. We talked about spiritual technology different forms of things that we may think that belong to somebody else, but it all belongs to us, or whatever you can use. Like in the spirit of Bruce Lee, you take what you can use and use that to make yourself better, right?
I know.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I appreciate your time, guys, and I look forward to more of it. And we go most definitely like keep on trying to bring new information and powerful and useful information.
Ashe.
I say. All right, guys. Peace to the guys. Peace to the
All right.
guys.
Peace. Islam, everybody.
Peace.